Now, good morning, Northwest. He is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students. This morning, Brian Koberger goes before a judge. Destiny Richards is live in Moscow with what could happen today.
Much cooler, gusty winds. We're transitioning, and then we get back to nice. We're going to talk about the timing on that coming up.
And a police officer takes a man to the ground. Cell phone video of the incident circulated online this morning, a different angle and an explanation from SPD. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning, and thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Monday, May 22nd.
All right, we're going to get right to breaking news from Moscow this morning. Brian Koberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in November, will be arraigned at the Latah County Courthouse.
Last week, a grand jury in Idaho indicted him, setting him on the path for a trial in the murder case. Destiny Richards is live in Moscow this morning with what we can expect to happen this morning in court. Destiny?
Well, we're just 3 hours away now from Brian Koberger's first appearance in court since January. In this arraignment, he's expected to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and if he does plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled. Now, according to court documents, Koberger has been indicted on 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. In Idaho, prosecutors need to prove there's enough evidence to hold someone over for trial, either through a grand jury indictment or preliminary hearing. Koberger had been on track for a preliminary hearing scheduled for late June, but this grand jury indictment now makes the preliminary hearing unnecessary. At a preliminary hearing, attorneys call witnesses and present evidence. With a grand jury, all of that is done in secret. And we will have a team here in the courthouse this morning at 9 a.m. for the arraignment. We'll be sure to keep you updated with what we learn, but for now, reporting in 30 minutes, we'll have some details on what a local attorney says will happen if this case does go to trial. Reporting live in Moscow, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
There is another court date today involving this case, this one regarding the gag order that prevents victims' families from talking to the media. The Idaho Supreme Court recently ruled against media outlets, including 4 News Now, on a challenge to the gag order, saying the media should have gone through the district courts first. The family of one of the victims, Kaylee Gonsalves, also filed a similar motion to address the gag order. 3 weeks ago, Magistrate Megan Marshall determined these requests should be heard in court. The district judge is expected to use today's hearing to set a schedule for future hearings on that matter. Be sure to follow updates on this and all of our coverage of the University of Idaho murders on KXLY.com.
All right, it was awfully toasty this weekend. Temperature is going to be back to near normal conditions. Here's Mark.
Yeah, we're a little sub-average for today and into tomorrow a little bit. Right now, yeah, it's chilly compared to what we have gotten accustomed to. 49 degrees, and these are more near normal temperatures, by the way. 46, we got sun and clouds, and that's going to be our day today. So here's a look at the 4 things you need to know. Certainly cooler, breezy southwest winds. We've seen it. We'll live it. More, warmer temperatures coming in tomorrow, and then above average weekend coming in, looking really good for the 3-day break for many. Winds gusting to 18 into the valley. We have sustained to 10, so yeah, breezy. Pullman sustained at 14 miles an hour. Temperatures right now, we're into the upper 40s in downtown Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake. Things cooling a little bit. We're still holding at 46 out into the West Plains. We're going to stay there through the 6 o'clock hour, warming to 20 degrees above that by 4 o'clock. That high today is 66 degrees.
From the Breaking Now desk, we are just hours away from a meeting at the White House with President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy about the debt limit. Overnight, President Biden landed back in Washington, D.C. after cutting his trip to Asia short. According to a White House official, Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy spoke on the phone yesterday, a conversation McCarthy called, quote, productive. But there's still no deal, even though Speaker McCarthy said one was needed by now to give Congress time to act before an unprecedented default. Only 10 days remain until the U.S. Treasury Secretary expects to run out of money.
There will be hard choices if that doesn't occur.
Without that deal, preventing a default, borrowing costs could soar and global markets tumble. Millions of Americans may not get payments like Medicare and Social Security, and the two sides are still clashing on a way forward. Republicans want to roll back spending to last year's level, while the White House is proposing a more than 9% increase for next year's budget. Other sticking points: tackling unspent COVID-19 relief funds and a proposal by Republicans to tighten work requirements for federal aid programs. The Biden administration says millions of people could lose coverage. Yesterday, President Biden acknowledged significant disagreement with Republicans in some negotiation areas and said some of his political rivals may encourage default to harm his re-election efforts. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
A former Cheney School District music director is facing a growing number of accusations that he sexually abused students at several schools.
Now, we're learning about several lawsuits filed against the Cheney School District in conjunction with these claims. The accusations are against Michael Alstead, who is the music director at Cheney High from 1982 to 1986. At least one student who attended Cheney High during that time says she was a member of the band, and Alstead sexually abused her for 2 years while she was a minor. The victim says the first incident of sexual assault took place in the Cheney Middle School percussion room. The next instance was in the Cheney High School band room. This lawsuit claims the Cheney School District was aware of the abuse and failed to report it. In 1986, Alstead resigned from Cheney and was then hired in the Aberdeen School District. Multiple former students from Aberdeen have come forward with similar allegations.
The claim against Cheney School District is that they knew specifically that he'd been involved in sexual abuse complaints that were virtually verified, and then said nothing to the Aberdeen School District after they were going through their process of checking references to determine whether they should hire him.
Now, we reached out to the Cheney School District about this lawsuit, but it declined to comment. This lawsuit is scheduled to go to trial 6 months from now.
Hey, get on the ground. Now, on the ground.
The video you are seeing now is body camera footage taken from an arrest in downtown Spokane. You can see the officer pulls out his taser, tells the man to get on the ground. The man drops a pizza box, moves toward the officer, and makes a movement with his fist. The officer then takes him down. Now, somebody else shot cell phone video that circulated online of that arrest, but SPD wanted you to know what happened from them. Spokane police say someone reported the man had a weapon and was threatening a security guard. They also believe he assaulted multiple people near downtown. Police say that security guard told them the man threw an apple at someone riding a scooter, nearly hitting them in the head. Then he threw something else at the guard and walked away. As they were speaking with the security guard, police say they were called about a man who looked like the apple thrower assaulting several people just a block away. That's when they made that arrest.
All right, good morning, Northwest. Time is now 6:07.
Let's check in again with Mark. Hey, you got 60s up there.
Wow. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
We had a short spring. We had sprummer. I don't know what you want to call it. We're back into spring temperatures for today and tomorrow. We warm back up again, so I guess enjoy. We got some blue sky, sun out there, sunglasses at the ready. Your forecast coming up.
We have a new contender in the race for the White House and another poised to enter. The story after the break.
And police say a couple of adults and some kids broke into Colfax's haunted hospital. What they're accused of taking a little bit later on Good Morning Northwest.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Get pampered, relax, invigorate, and rejuvenate. 7 Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa's new North Spokane location is a full-service salon that specializes in achieving this every day. Guests enjoy a complimentary drink with all services, including hair, nails, spa, microblading, full bridal, and more. Our 10,000 square foot spa, one of the largest in the Northwest, accommodates large groups, and walk-ins are welcome too. 7 Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa, a luxury experience accommodating everyone.
Did somebody turn off the lights?
Don't forget your seatbelt.
This car won't start until you buckle up.
Seatbelt, Grandma. 1 on, 2 on, take up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
However you say it, it's perfect. Together, we get there.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
It's spring decking season, which means the best time to get the best selection and savings before the summer rush hits. From the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
Shop where the contractors go for the best ideas to make your backyard beautiful for summer. From a great selection of aluminum and iron rod railing to the best quality decking choices, Windsor Plywood is the one-stop shop to get it done.
Windsor Plywood.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
1 mile past the Y and Newport Highway.
All right, welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Another presidential candidate is throwing his hat into the ring today at South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
Scott is expected to officially kick off his campaign for president today, and he's already picked up an endorsement from John Thune, the #2 Republican in the Senate. It comes as polls show former President Trump remains the leading contender for the Republican nomination. Meanwhile, sources say Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to announce his campaign for president Wednesday, likely in a video on social media.
In Ukraine, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is in an extremely vulnerable situation, according to the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency. This morning, he tweeted the plant lost all external electricity, forcing it to rely on emergency diesel generators for power. It's apparently the 7th time this has happened during the conflict.
Meta has been fined a record-breaking $1.3 billion by the European Union for transferring data belonging to Facebook's EU users to servers in the U.S. The fine is the largest ever levied under Europe's signature data privacy law, known as the General Data Protection Regulation. The chair of the European Data Protection Board says the infringement is very serious since it concerns transfers that are systematic, repetitive, and continuous. Meta says it will appeal the ruling, including that fine.
Here's your Monday morning 10-second takeaway. Cooler, breezy start. We're there, and we'll continue to be there. Grab some light layers. You'll need them, but your sunglasses as well. The sun will be out. 66 our high today.
All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:12.
An American held captive in Russia. We are finally hearing from Paul Whelan what he says about efforts to bring him home after 4 years in a Russian prison.
And we'll be checking back in with Destiny Richards once again live in Moscow, where in just a little more than an hour, accused killer Brian Kohlberger will face a judge and enter a plea in the U of I murders.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call Swap.
We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Bill's Heating and Air, your locally owned, factory direct and voted #1 HVAC contractor, wants to become your go-to heating and air conditioning company. We offer free estimates and next day installs. And now, we will beat any and all written estimates from any other licensed contractor. Yeah, you heard right. We will beat any other written estimate. Oh, and did I mention we have a 10-year parts and labor guarantee? Call now for your free estimate.
I feel like I'm at the law offices of Peep, Pile, and Hoarder.
Yeah, we just started a huge case.
Is it a class action suit against filing cabinets?
And we've made some cutbacks. I didn't want to tell you because, well, I was afraid STC would stop lending to us.
Can I be frank with you? The more transparent you are with us, the better we can restructure loans in your favor. It's like the more real you are with your therapist, the quicker they can help you get over your chipophobia.
Hey, a lot of people are afraid of chewing gum.
STCU Business. Partner up.
Are you looking for ways to enhance your outdoor space? Look no further than Spokane Boys Nursery. At Spokane Boys Nursery, the goal is to help you find the materials to create the perfect addition to your yard or garden. Pavers to start your patio, the right plants to surround, larger trees and shrubs to create privacy, and the perfect water feature to complete the tranquil environment you aspire to have. So why wait? Visit Spokane Boys today to turn your backyard into a peaceful oasis.
Spring is here and it's time to get outside and play. Save on all the fun stuff this spring at the General Store, including a wide variety of gardening supplies and products, camping gear and supplies, hot clothing styles and brands, disc golf essentials, baskets, bags, and discs. You'll find everything you need and more at the General Store. Shop one of these locations or shop online at generalstorespokane.com. The General Store, we have the fun stuff.
Joni here. Before you decide on an SUV, I invite you to see and drive the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's impressive and it checks all the boxes. A roomy interior, plenty of cargo space with remote power liftgate. All-wheel drive, that's important in the Northwest. Solid performance, modern infotainment system with all the high-tech choices. Check out the Tiguan at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's now 6:16. We are hearing from American Paul Whelan describing his captivity in a Russian prison camp.
And he says he's growing more confident in U.S. efforts to get him home. ABC's Derek Dennis has the story.
This morning, Paul Whelan, the former U.S. Marine imprisoned in Russia for more than 4 years, is sounding optimistic about someday coming home.
There will be an end to this, and I hope is coming sooner than later. But it is depressing on a daily basis, going through this.
Whelan, speaking to a CNN reporter yesterday, said he's disappointed he was not among the other Americans recently released in U.S. brokered prisoner swaps with Russia. WNBA star Brittany Griner in December and former Marine Trevor Reed in April. Whelan's sister Elizabeth expressing that same sentiment on Good Morning America last month.
Paul has been left behind twice. That's just a fact. And it's really important that we stress that that cannot happen again. Paul Whelan must be a part of any deal that happens in the future.
Still, Whelan remains hopeful, appearing satisfied that the Biden administration and others continue working on his behalf.
I think there are people in D.C. that feel the same way, and they're moving towards a compromise and resolution to this as quickly as they can.
President Biden spoke of Whelan at this month's White House Correspondents' Dinner after mentioning Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, who was captured by Russia in March on espionage charges. Biden promising Whelan and every American detainee around the world will not be forgotten.
Neither will I, and neither will this administration until we get him home.
Whelan also says he has the usual aches and pains from the forced labor camp where he's detained, saying it's a daily reminder of his captivity and his fight to come home. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Here is your live look this morning, and the sun is up. Clouds looking a little bit better than they were just about an hour ago.
And I mean, it was a little chilly this morning, right? And you heard some...
Comparatively, for sure.
Right, yeah, you heard some of that wind, keeping us cool as well.
We're going to continue to be cool. We're going to continue to have those winds, so a light jacket. We haven't needed that here for a while. In fact, people are just T-shirts and shorts. Well, it's a little cooler out there this morning. 46 in Spokane, Ritzville, you're at 44 degrees, low 50s. But look at the fact that we are just a degree cooler than Lookout Pass and then the warmer weather that is now onto the east side of the Rockies. We'll expect to see a continuation of better weather when it comes to air quality index, just into the moderate. Most of the monitors are reporting good. The shift in winds, the cooler temperatures has pushed that Alberta smoke out of our area, and that's good news. The winds are helping, but they're going to be gusty. We are already seeing winds in excess of 20, looking for 18-mile-an-hour winds, 22-mile-an-hour in Ritzville. So this afternoon, this should be the peak, 2, 3, maybe even 4 o'clock. but then we get into the evening hours. We see things calm down about 9. Still gusty into the Palouse, but we're looking pretty good. And then tomorrow it just gets better and better. So 66 for our high today, partly cloudy, breezy again, gusts to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, 5 to 15 mile an hour winds, but the overnight low of 44, getting those windows open, getting that cool, fresh air in. Might have a little pollen connected to it if you've been checking out your car and your windshields lately. It's not dust, that's pollen. We'll see a continuation of showers into parts of Idaho and Montana. By this afternoon, this system, counterclockwise, rotating around, kicking back over, and we'll see anywhere from the northern Cascades all the way over to North Idaho. More shower activity along the border. However, we do have that opportunity, that chance of seeing some scattered showers. That's going to happen about anywhere between 3 and 6. It's about a 20% chance, but you know how we've seen that grow. And then things continue with scattered shower potential early Wednesday morning as we see this thing finally kick out completely. Pullman 64 for the high today, 63 Sandpoint. We're at 66. Coeur d'Alene, you're at 65. The planning forecast, oh, I jumped the gun there. The planning forecast Tuesday, 68, 74 Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, about 80 degrees, looking absolutely beautiful. It is 20 minutes past 6 o'clock, and we have your pet of the week.
If you are looking for an indoor pet to keep you company, now is a good time to visit Companions Animal Center. We have almost 24 felines ready to be adopted and another 36 more in foster care that will be coming in soon. Raja, Bella, and Frankie are ready to find their forever home, and they are 3 of the sweetest cats that get to hang out together in the lobby catio. Stop by to visit with them and the dozens of other animals who are patiently waiting to meet you. If you cannot adopt, please consider helping the animals and have a great time yourself by attending our summer event at the Hagedon Gardens on Casco Bay. 300,000 plants with waterfalls, ponds, and a view of the estate house are just a few of the many memorable sights you will experience. Visit our website at companionsanimalcenter.org to purchase your tickets and for more information about the event and on all the animals that are available for adoption.
Oh, they're so cute. It's now 6:21. It is not football season yet, but today we'll have our first chance to see the Seahawks' new draft picks on the field with the veterans.
And once again, the pitching was there for the Mariners, but the hitting was not. What happened, or perhaps rather what didn't happen in the series finale in Atlanta next. Thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Monday morning. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move.
Let's go! With everyone getting ready for summer and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
I'm Jan Baldwin, and I built this. And I built this. My father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather were all woodworkers. And they taught me the craftsman tradition that says anything worth doing is worth doing right. That's why we get all our building materials from Par. They've been part of our success for 3 generations.
Par, your total home building source since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Congratulations to Rathdrum, Idaho, Stubmeyer Park, and its Holt Field that's going to be rebuilt with the Diamonds and Dreams. The field needs a lot of work, and we're here to help. Diamonds and Dreams with the 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Fred's has Bosch dishwashers in stock and on sale. Bosch dishwashers are marked down at the Memorial Day sale.
Remodeling your kitchen? Fred's has full Bosch kitchen packages in stock.
Plus, get exclusive rebates from Fred's on Bosch kitchen packages.
Bosch makes the quietest dishwashers in America. Freestanding and counter-depth French door refrigerators and stunning industrial-style ranges. Get exclusive instant rebates on Bosch kitchen packages.
Fred's Memorial Day sale is on now. Don't miss it.
I'm Robin Nance. A newly released report about the state of local women is pretty grim. What does it say? What can we learn from it? And who are the people and organizations working to find real solutions? Watch our special coverage Tuesday only on 4 News Now at 6.
Hello, I'm Lloyd Herman. If you need legal assistance due to an accident or an injury, put my 40 years of experience of dealing with the insurance companies to work for you. You'll have an appointment to speak to me within 48 hours. Lloyd Herman & Associates, 922-6600.
The Seattle Mariners just can't seem to get out of their own way. One moment they're sitting above 500, and the next they find themselves in a tailspin. And that was the case as they limped their way to the conclusion of a 9-game road trip. George Kirby took the mound for the series finale against the Braves on Sunday afternoon, going 7 strong innings and only giving up 3 runs on 6 hits as he continues to impress this season. But the story once again was the struggle at the plate for the M's batters. They managed just 3 hits all day as Atlanta ekes out the win to take the series and drop Seattle to 2 games below 500 as we approach that 50-game mark.
Again, double-digit strikeouts. Got to tighten that up a little bit. If we don't, we're kind of up against it. You know, you're going to have to put the big inning together all the time. And sometimes today's game is like scratch and claw, run here, run there, means the world, and we just didn't get enough.
And if the Mariners aren't whetting your appetite enough, the Seattle Seahawks are set to take the practice field on Monday as the team will open up OTAs. And while there won't be any pads and these workouts all are voluntary, it'll still be a chance to see a revamped defensive line and a first opportunity for the rookies to match up against the veterans for the first time as we are about 2 months from training camp's opening and the real season getting underway. And of course, one position group that won't have much intrigue this offseason is the quarterback after Geno Smith inked a lucrative deal back in March. In studio, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
All right. Good morning, Northwest. Time is now 6:26.
And Destiny Richards is live at the Latah County Courthouse this morning.
We're just a few hours away from Brian Kohberger's second appearance in court for his arraignment. Coming up, we'll explain a little bit of what we can expect at 9 and what could happen if the case goes to trial.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive. For more than 40 years, Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen has rocked the world with just one arm. But in March, after a show in Fort Lauderdale, Rick was violently attacked. And this morning, he's describing what happened only to GMA.
I want to talk about your experience after that show.
I heard a couple of steps. And then I just saw this dark sort of flash, and the next thing I knew was I was on the ground. I landed on my backside, and then continued on, hit my head on the pavement.
Our ABC News exclusive interview with Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen coming up at 7. With your GMA First Look, I'm Phil Lipoff, ABC News, New York.
My husband and I have never been more active.
Shingles doesn't care.
I go to spin classes with my coworkers.
Good for you. Shingles doesn't care. Because no matter how healthy you feel, your risk of shingles sharply increases after age 50. But Shingrix protects. Proven over 90% effective, Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Shingrix is now $0 for almost everyone. Ask your doctor about Shingrix today.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Cholula Casino is now Mr. Quack Casino Hotel.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
My name is Steven, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story.
I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $2,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We're taking a look at some of the stories making waves online this morning in the 4 News Now Story Tracker.
Nebraska is expected to become the latest state to enact a strict abortion ban. Governor Jim Pillen plans to sign a bill passed by the state legislature that bans abortion after 12 weeks with exceptions for sexual assault, incest, and medical emergencies. The bill signing is set for this afternoon. The bill also will place restrictions on gender-affirming care for minors.
A SpaceX craft will dock with the International Space Station today, carrying the latest crew of all private astronauts. The Axiom 2 mission will take the 4-member crew 16 hours to get to the ISS, where that crew will spend about 8 days. Crew Commander Peggy Whitson is a former NASA astronaut who has spent 665 days in space and served as commander of the International Space Station. It's the first mission to be commanded by a woman and also the first to carry a Saudi woman into space.
Good morning, Northwest. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Monday, May 22nd.
Hey, let's get right to breaking news to start this half hour. We're live in Moscow. University of Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger will be in the courtroom for the first time since January for arraignment this morning.
This arraignment, Koberger will enter a plea, and if he pleads not guilty, as is expected to, the judge will set a trial date. Destiny Richards is live at the Latah County Courthouse with what a grand jury indictment means for the prosecution and the defense in this case.
Well, in order for this indictment to happen, the prosecution had to bring forward and present all the evidence on both sides of this case. And the grand jury decided there was enough evidence to proceed without a preliminary hearing. Now, Koberger had a preliminary hearing scheduled for late June where attorneys would have called witnesses and presented evidence. The grand jury indictment now makes that hearing unnecessary, and all of that will be done in secret. 4 News Now spoke with local attorney Corey Clear Larson last week about this. He says this is a big blow to the defense because it takes away their opportunity to push back on the indictment and defend Koberger before he enters a plea. He says a grand jury indictment also shows how confident prosecutors are in their case against Koberger. Now we know, according to court documents, Brian Koberger is being charged with 1 count of felony burglary and 4 counts of first-degree murder. Koberger's arraignment starts at 9 this morning. We'll have a team in the courtroom following what happens. And again, if he pleads not guilty, which we expect him to, the case will go to trial. And if that happens, that's where we'll see more of what Koberger's defense team has to bring to the table. Robin, Derek?
Destiny, what about the death penalty here? Do we know if prosecutors will seek it if Koberger is convicted?
Right now, there hasn't been any formal declaration from the prosecution about if they'll seek the death penalty, but if Koberger is convicted, they have 60 days to declare that. And we know that this is a rare thing in Idaho. There are only about 8 people on death row right now, but if this does happen, we know that the attorneys have indicated that it's likely. There are attorneys, again, on both teams that are prepared to deal with and are qualified for capital cases. So if this does end up happening, and it is likely, then the teams are both prepared. Reporting live in Moscow, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
Destiny, thanks so much. The University of Idaho murders have put our community on edge, and Moscow in the national spotlight for 6 months.
It was back in mid-November when we first learned 4 students were killed in that off-campus house. For several weeks, we learned very few details about what happened inside that house, leading to rampant speculation on social media and even the harassment of surviving roommates and the victims' friends. Then, on December 30th, the big break in this case, 2,500 miles away, WSU PhD student Brian Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania for the murders. Court documents began to paint a picture of what investigators say happened, linking Koberger to the scene with DNA recovered from a knife sheath. Prosecutors amassing more than 20,000 pieces of evidence, including a pillow and mattress cover, they say tested presumptive positive for blood. 4 News Now has followed this investigation and its impact on our community since the very beginning. You can see all of our coverage on this case right now on our website, KXLY.com.
Let's get to Mark with your first alert forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is sunshine in places, clouds in other, and it's going to be on the move today. Coeur d'Alene looking pretty good. They're fairly mild at 50. We're at 46 with, again, those clouds on the move, the 4 things you need to know. It is going to be cooler today than we've been experiencing for quite some time. Those breezy southwest winds are going to stay with us. Warmer tomorrow and above average weekend on the run. We're going to look forward to that Memorial Day weekend. Temperatures right now have slipped to the upper 40s from the low 50s an hour ago. Deer Park at 49, 46 at the airport. The satellite and radar, it's been busy. We have seen thunderstorm activity that's been rolling through, starting to move out, but we're not a part of that. Over the next 12 hours, yeah, sun to clouds. We're going to have breezy conditions this afternoon, and our high today is going to be into the mid-60s.
From the Breaking Now desk, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken signed a new security deal this morning with Papua New Guinea. The region has taken on renewed importance for Washington, D.C. as it seeks to bolster its relationships and presence in Asia amid simmering tensions with China. Papua New Guinea's location, just north of Australia, makes it strategically significant. It was the site of fierce battles during World War II, and with a population of nearly 10 million people, it's the most populous Pacific Island nation. The State Department said the new agreement would provide a framework to help improve security cooperation, enhance the capacity of Papua New Guinea's defense force, and increase regional stability. President Biden was set to make a stop in Papua New Guinea to sign this new pact, but canceled his plans to focus on the debt limit negotiations back home. An advanced text of the agreements has not been released yet, but are expected to come down at some point later today. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Well, 2 adults from Spokane Valley have been arrested for their role in allegedly breaking into the Colfax Haunted Hospital last week. You can see in this security camera footage on your screen now of those 2 adults along with 3 juveniles walking up to the hospital where they allegedly stole $3,000 worth of paranormal equipment and items from the gift shop. The hospital posted this video on Facebook and hoped that someone might recognize them. Multiple tips led police to Spokane, where all 5 of them admitted to their involvement. Most of those stolen items have been recovered. The 2 adults were booked in the Whitman County Jail on felony second-degree burglary and second-degree theft. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:37.
We had been having so much of that Canadian wildfire smoke drifting down, causing some air quality issues, but much better today.
Much better. In fact, our latest check of the Spokane Clean Air, and we've got good air quality.
Nice.
Pollen-filled air quality. You're feeling that. If it's not one thing, it's another, people. We do have blue skies, some sunshine, variable clouds, and a cool start. Your full forecast is coming up.
And if you feel like mosquitoes love you just a little more than others, we'll share what science has to say about how the insects choose their victims. That's after the break.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Are you filming?
Yep. That's a good one.
You kind of have to be able to see my feet. I'll post it.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
And I'll put my weight on the back, especially my outside foot.
Balance is key. So is stick work.
Mom, I'll be out front. You should switch to sledding.
They should switch to being helpful. I'm a blocker. Good idea.
Keep your eyes up, man.
Try to keep the control on your weight going forward. Weight open.
Nice snap.
A little tap, tap. Get that power.
Russell's paying off.
Come on, hustle back. Hustle back. Come here. You go out. Next step. Center. Go. Come here. Come on. Come on.
How does free college or training sound? It's possible. Washington College Grant gives eligible people money for certificate programs, job training, apprenticeships, or college. Learn more at wagrant.org. That's wagrant.org.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
I'm Mark Peterson. Every day, 800,000 Washingtonians care for elderly parents, spouses, or other loved ones. AARP and BECU are here to help with a new campaign, Caring for Caregivers. For tips, tools, and resources, visit this website.
A group of climate change activists chose one of the most famous fountains in the world as a stage for a dramatic protest against fossil fuels. 7 activists dumped charcoal into the Trevi Fountain, sending a black cloud through the waters of one of Rome's most iconic landmarks. City officials referred to the protesters as eco-vandals, calling their acts of protest a worrying escalation, and Rome's mayor calling it an absurd attack on the city's artistic heritage. The activists condemned the use of fossil fuels, pointing out the recent situation in northern Italy, where deadly floods have displaced tens of thousands, which researchers say is a sign of the accelerating climate crisis. All 7 people were arrested and charged with vandalism.
In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the World Health Organization says it is now creating a global network to help alert people of future infectious disease threats. It's called the International Pathogen Surveillance Network. The WHO says it is based on genomics and would allow countries to share information on a central platform. The organization calls the goal of the new network ambitious and aims to give every country access to pathogen genomic sequencing for its public health system and security.
Monday morning 10-second takeaway. Cooler, breezy. Yeah, we've had all that and it will continue. So grab some light layers, light jacket, grab your sunglasses. You'll need them as well. Today's high on a below average 66 degrees.
Well, scientists think they've found out what draws mosquitoes to humans. A scientific report published Friday reveals the different chemicals in body odor that attract the blood-sucking insects. To do this, researchers built an ice rink-sized testing arena and pumped in the scents of different people for hundreds of mosquitoes. Researchers found the mosquitoes were most attracted to airborne carboxylic acids, including a compound present in stinky cheeses like Limburger cheese. At the same time, the insects seem to be deterred by the chemical eucalyptol, which is present in plants. They believe the study could one day help in developing mosquito lures or repellents.
Good morning, Northwest. Time is now 6:43. There was a big event at the podium over the weekend.
Our Peter Choi takes us inside the Judo Senior National Championships right after the break.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Celia Knott.
Volunteering as the lead pantry keeper at Ronald McDonald House, Celia shows care and compassion to all those around her.
In addition to keeping the pantry running smoothly, Celia offers tremendous support for families who are dealing with a child hospitalized.
They need love and they need support and they need the comforts of home here.
Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
Spring is here and it's time to get outside and play. Save on all the fun stuff this spring at the general store. including a wide variety of gardening supplies and products, camping gear and supplies, hot clothing styles and brands, disc golf essentials, baskets, bags, and discs. You'll find everything you need and more at the General Store. Shop one of these locations or shop online at generalstorespokane.com. The General Store. We have the fun stuff.
Power, technology, safety, and style. The GMC Sierra 1500 has it all. Drive comfortably with the best-in-class front head and legroom with available heated and ventilated seats. Sierra enhances your driving experience with over 40 inches of combined driver-focused digital displays, the most in its class. Experience the Sierra 1500 for yourself at Becker Buick GMC, where you'll always be treated like family.
Get pampered, relax, invigorate, and rejuvenate. Seven Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa's new North Spokane location is a full-service salon that specializes in achieving this every day. Guests enjoy a complimentary drink with all services, including hair, nails, spa, microblading, full bridal, and more. Our 10,000 square foot spa, one of the largest in the Northwest, accommodates large groups, and walk-ins are welcome too. Seven Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa, a luxury experience accommodating everyone.
Invest in community. Make new friends. When you live local, you support the people who make Spokane great. Shop now at livelocalinw.com.
McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Plant Farm.
Welcome back. Hundreds of athletes, coaches, and volunteers were at the podium this weekend.
The event, the 2023 USA Judo Senior National Championships. Peter Choi shows us the impact these sporting events have on local businesses here in Spokane.
I'm here at USA Judo Senior National Championship, where hundreds of athletes have traveled to participate this year, bringing $2 million impact to Spokane.
Hundreds of athletes battling for glory, all they here at the podium.
So we have about 360 athletes competing here at the Senior Nationals, and they come from all over the United States.
Supporters making their voices heard from the stands. Keith Bryan is Chief Executive Officer at USA Judo, who says the city of Spokane is a great area to host a sports event.
It's been really interesting, even just since 2018, to be able to see the growth of the venues that are being built in Spokane. So it's really become a very strong sports city for USA Judo and a lot of other national governing bodies.
A judo master, Henry Jong from Los Angeles, says this is the first time visiting Spokane.
The river crossing the downtown area is beautiful. People are kind. And we actually going most of national tournaments in small city around the nation.
From checking out hotels to dining at local restaurants, Downtown Spokane Partnership Marketing Director Liz Hooker says in 2022, the sporting events brought $119 million to the city.
They're going to local restaurants, they might check out a movie, they might bop into Riverfront Park and take part in a brew fest that happened yesterday. All that outside spending benefits our local business owners.
You know, we get to see the Team USA's future athletes, and it also helps the economy by putting heads in beds in hotels, filling up restaurants, and, you know, spending money through flying into the city.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, we are going to send things over to Mark Peterson. And as we've been commenting all morning, a whole lot cooler this morning than it's been.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we're going to get that break. When people said, I'm not ready for the heat, this is their day. For those who love the heat, it's still coming back. All right, here we go. Temperatures right now into the mid-40s around Spokane. 50 into Coeur d'Alene. We've all cooled. 51 to Moses Lake, Tri-Cities, 52. So everybody's on the cool side. Latest updates. Again, we have air quality in the good. Of course, last week, a lot of smoke in the air. Not so much today, but we do have quite a bit of pollen. You still may be having an effect if you're allergic. 66 today for the high. Partly cloudy, breezy winds gusting in excess of 20 miles an hour. We'll see that calm a little bit, and we'll have 5 to 15 mile an hour winds overnight, and cooler. Boy, overnight lows are going to be down to 44 degrees. Now, your plantings are still in good shape. I know we told you to plant at Mother's Day. You did. You're okay. we have in the forecast radar really the opportunity for northern Cascades and then more so north of Spokane all the way up. However, about 5 o'clock, we do see the potential for a little bit of energy dragging across. Could have an errant shower or two there. Our highs today are going to be cooler than what we've seen. In fact, cooler than average. 69 is a normal high for this time of year. We're going to be at 66, 65 in a Coeur d'Alene. Kellogg 62. And right now, we're cooler than they are for current temperatures. The planning forecast, Tuesday 68, Wednesday 74. Sunshine, Thursday 78 degrees. Picture perfect for the Extreme Team reveal, 80 on Friday, and then we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s potentially on Sunday as well. Keeping an eye on that. Got a little low out there that could kick in some cooler air. Let's talk about what's going on this week with the Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams project in Rathdrum, Idaho. And we want to thank our hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union. They're going to be at the ready as we get going. This, again, is the project we're working on, which ends up to be in Rathdrum at the Tubb Park, but the field is the Chuck Holt Memorial Field. And we're going to not only replace and fix it completely, but we're replacing all of the bases, the home plates, all of that. That basketball court, it is sinking in the middle. We're going to rip it out, take it out. We're working the volleyball court, and we're also going to take out the horseshoe pits, and we're going to re-side the, we're going to re-side the concession stand. Sunday, we got a jump start. The ASV from FMI was delivered Friday along with 60 tons of the All-Star baseball mix from Site 1. That got handled. Also, the secondary field got recoated, and we have another 20 tons showing up today. We're going to get that put out and get that redistributed. And what we don't use, they can use later on with the various baseball fields around the Rathdrum area.
It's amazing how much dirt you need for a baseball field, right?
True.
Just hearing you say
almost 100
tons or whatever. Yeah,
almost 100 tons will be in there. And today, Cat Rent shows up with some big equipment to break up that basketball court.
Wow, awesome. That'll be cool to see. It's now 9 minutes before 7 o'clock. Your morning sprint's coming up next.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Best of Broadway, BroadwaySpokane.com.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your exterior repaint specialist.
Jurassic World Live Tour. The feeling is real. Experience it live. Jurassic World Live Tour. Coming to Spokane Arena June 2nd through 4th. Tickets on sale now. Visit JurassicWorldLiveTour.com for details.
When it comes to baseball and Chevrolet, you won't have to look much further than the Inland Northwest to find some of the best examples of how Chevy dealers are giving back. The Diamonds and Dreams baseball field renovation, hosted by Hometown Chevy and the 4 News Now's Extreme Team, ensures that those who play ball have what they need. From field upgrades to cash and baseball kit donations given to Little Leaguers, Hometown Chevy is proud to keep the dream of baseball alive. This year, they'd like to welcome Lewiston Motors and Dave Smith Motors to the Hometown Chevy Group. Check out a dealership near you today.
Cruise on over to Spokane Tribe Casino for your chance to play Cruising for Cash this May. Every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday in May from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., all Sun Club members who earn 250 slot points can play the Cruising for Cash kiosk game for a guaranteed free slot play prize. Everyone is a guaranteed winner this May. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up to highlight and congratulate high school and college graduates. Send us a photo of your senior, and 10 lucky students will be chosen to win a $50 gift card from STCU. Enter your senior photo today at KXLY.com.
You filming? Yep. Try rolling your wrist, dude.
You gotta focus on balance.
You should switch to sledding. I'm gonna block him. Good idea.
Don't forget stick work. Hustle's paying off.
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting floor coating specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular. Call Everhart Painting today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, 6:54. Let's get you ready to tackle your Monday and your work week here in the Morning Sprint.
Sydney Charles has the latest from D.C. on the debt limit meeting happening today.
Yeah, Mark is telling us how much cooler our temperatures will be in our forecast for the day.
But first, Brian Kohberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in November, will be arraigned at the Latah County Courthouse this morning. Let's get right to Destiny Richards live in Moscow with what we can expect in court.
That arraignment is happening at 9 this morning, so just a couple of hours before Brian Kohberger is in court for the first time since his initial appearance back in January. We know that in this arraignment, he'll plead guilty or not guilty, and we expect him to plead not guilty, in which then a trial date will be set. We know that he is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. We have a 4 News Now crew on the way to be in the courthouse when it opens at 7:30 and follow this arraignment, but we'll continue to be out here and keep you updated leading up to that time.
Well, there's another court date today involving this case, this one regarding the gag order that prevents families from talking to the media. The Idaho Supreme Court recently ruled against media outlets on a challenge to the gag order, saying the media should have gone through the district courts first. The family of Kaylee Gonsalves also filed a similar motion to address the gag order. 3 weeks ago, Magistrate Megan Marshall determined these requests should be heard in court. The district judge is expected to use today's hearing to set a schedule for future hearings on the matter.
All right, start another week. In our first alert weather, it's a cooler start as we look at the live satellite and radar. Much of the thick cloud cover is moved out. We still have enough energy for scattered showers to the north, but we should see sun and clouds today. Expecting temperatures to, again, warm. Right now we're sitting in the upper 40s. And today we're going to see that climb. We're going to be into the mid-60s, which is a little below average for this time of year.
New on Good Morning Northwest, 27-year-old Keely Van Hook was killed in a crash on Highway 395 near Dahl Road last night. Washington State Patrol believes drugs or alcohol was involved in the crash. Van Hook was traveling north on the highway when she crossed the center line. 21-year-old Robert Plumage was traveling south and hit Van Hook's car. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash is under investigation.
A fire almost took the life of a man who was sleeping inside his RV. The Spokane Fire Department says that fire happened on Friday night at an RV inside of Camp Hope. A security guard had to cut the fence to get to that fire. That security guard rescued the man sleeping inside just moments before a flashover. The Spokane Fire Department says that quick burst of flames most likely killed both the man and the security guard. Investigators say an overloaded circuit started the fire.
Today, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are scheduled to meet for another discussion about the debt limit. Overnight, President Biden landed back in Washington, D.C. after cutting his trip to Asia short. And according to a White House official, Biden and McCarthy spoke on the phone yesterday, a conversation McCarthy called, quote, productive. But there's still no deal, even though Speaker McCarthy said one was needed by now to give Congress time to act before an unprecedented default. Only 10 days remain until the U.S. Treasury Secretary expects to run out of money. Without that deal preventing a default, borrowing costs could soar and global markets could tumble. The latest on the high-stakes meeting is coming up next on Good Morning America.
Also ahead on GMA, we hear from Paul Whelan, the former U.S. Marine imprisoned in Russia for more than 4 years. He says he's optimistic about coming.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
May 26th through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call SWAP. I gotta call SWAP.
Here you go.
That's it? I'm calling them.
You forgot your check.
Craig Swap & Associates is on your side. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
All right, good morning, everybody. Sun is out. We got a little bit of cloud cover. It's a cool start to the day. Temperatures into the mid-40s, warming up into the mid-50s. That's going to be by 10 o'clock this morning, mid-60s. That'll be the heat of the day. That'll happen throughout much of the afternoon. We'll see a high today of 66. It gets warmer tomorrow, 68. Then we're back into the 70s, mid to upper 70s for Wednesday and Thursday. And then we hit that 80-degree mark on Friday. The weekend, yeah, we're still looking for temperatures that are going to be at or above average for the 3-day weekend. We'll talk more about that again as we get closer to it.
All right. And don't forget that arraignment for Brian Kohberger begins at 9 o'clock. We'll have continuing coverage throughout the day.
We'll see it throughout GMA.